Guys, how are you today? This is Jim from the Pain PT, and today we're going to talk about moving from hypervigilance over here to mindfulness over here, and why you need to make this shift in your own brains for healing. So we'll start with hypervigilance, which is a very common thing we see with people with chronic symptoms. And what hypervigilance is, it is a form of awareness, but it's a negative based attention or awareness or observation of your body, of your symptoms, and looking for them. And with hypervigilance, what it does is it causes us to go into the body and intently look and search and zoom in on an area of pain or symptoms, even when it's not there. Okay, now hypervigilance starts from this idea that we don't feel safe, okay, that we need to be scanning and looking for danger and threat, and that the symptom or feeling we have in our body is dangerous or threatening at some level. That's why we're looking for it, because we want it to go away. We don't like it, we're scared of it. So we want to move, obviously, away from this hypervigilance. And one of the things we need to learn to do is to first recognize when we're doing it. So one of the things, again, that you'll notice is that your mind is scanning and looking for a symptom, and you're going to notice yourself locking in on it. Okay, your mind's going to go to it, and it's going to exclude the whole rest of your body or the space around you. You're just going to be your leg or your head or your shoulder, wherever the symptom is. The other thing you're going to notice when you're in hypervigilance is you're going to have a negative viewpoint of what you're noticing or observing. You're going to have some type of worry or fear usually behind it. That's driving hypervigilance. It's not a relaxed state. Okay? You're scanning and looking for danger means that you're not comfortable with what's going on. So you want to see if you're having a negative sort of viewpoint, worried, concerned, catastrophizing, scared, because that is one of the hallmarks of a hypervigilant state. Okay. Now the hypervigilance itself can cause fear to appear, anxiety to appear in your body. It's part and parcel with that. Now one of the things one of my patients wanted me to talk about was, how do you deal with hypervigilance when there is no pain? Meaning a lot of people, and I've experienced this myself, when you're getting better, your symptoms start to recede and you have lower symptoms or no symptoms, but your mind is continually going to the body part. It's continually scanning and looking, searching. It's like a bad habit. So one of the things that we need to do is to recognize when we're doing that, right? But secondly, we gotta not be worried by it so much. We're gonna switch this in mid sort of observation from this hypervigilance to mindfulness. So if you catch yourself going to the body part frequently or often, looking for the pain, even if it's not there, you might notice some fear coming up or worry that it's gonna come back, which is very normal. That's part of this pattern, so just allow that to come and go. Again, the hallmark of making the shift is those two words: allow it and accept these things that are coming up. So what I want you guys to do is to first catch yourself when you notice you're locking into hypervigilance. You're scanning, you're looking, you're searching, you're wanting to make a change, you're looking to shift it, and you're looking to make it go away. You're not happy with it. You can't be with it. Okay, these are all hallmarks of you coming at it and looking at it with a negative lens. Okay, it's like this camera lens of hypervigilance is not only a zoomed in lens, it's got a negative tint to it, or a negative filter on it. It's viewing things from a negative way. Okay, so if we move from hypervigilance to mindfulness, which is what we want, what you're going to do is you're making a conscious intention, conscious sort of you can say awareness to become this observer, the witnesser, the noticer, the watcher of what's going on in your body. But you're doing it not in this zoomed in, negative, sort of filtered way. You're doing it in a zoomed out, large lens from a neutral to positive place in your mind. Okay, and the reason we can do this with chronic physical symptoms or feelings is because they are not truly dangerous or threatening. Okay, they're not harmful in a physical way. Okay, our brain believes they are. That's why you become hypervigilant, or you want them to go away. But as you know, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't help. So when you become mindful, you zoom out, you make this switch to saying, hey, this is what it is. It's fine. It's just stress coming from my brain, coming in my body. I want to let this bubble up. I want to let this go. Okay, so you're going to see this from a neutral to positive light instead of a negative light. That's helping you shift to mindfulness. You're going to zoom out, have a broad awareness. Okay, so it's just awareness of your entire body, of the entire space, and whatever's coming up in this space of your awareness. The other difference between hypervigilance and mindfulness is that mindfulness is a passive state. Okay, it's a relaxed state. Okay, so we're not trying to do anything. Passive state is just is. It just is. We're just observing. The observer doesn't have a judgment, doesn't have an opinion of it. It's just watching it, letting it, and allowing it to do what it needs to do. Hypervigilance over here is not that, right? It has an agenda. Okay, it's not relaxed. It's stressed. It's frantically looking and searching and trying to change something. Okay, it's a very active state. The mind's very active. It's not settled. It's not calm. Okay, so these are some of the hallmark differences between hypervigilance and mindfulness. Now, hypervigilance, they just have opposite effects in your body and brain too. So hypervigilance is going to stimulate, activate the amygdala and limbic brain more, which then is going to filter down into your sympathetic fight or flight system and turn that on more, get you more ramped up, more symptoms, more concerned, more scared. Whereas when you go to mindfulness, it's like, it's an exhalation, it's a relaxation, which stimulates your prefrontal cortex activity. It decreases the amygdala limbic brain activity. And it stimulates that parasympathetic rest and digest nervous system, which is what we need for this stuff to start to settle down. Okay, so that's why we want to move from hypervigilance to mindfulness. We're literally shifting, again, 180 degrees here in what our intentions are, and also in how it's going to play out in our brain and then in our body. Okay, so we need to hold the state of mindfulness as long as you can. You need to catch the state of hypervigilance when you can and make that shift. Now, again, you already have a really good piece of the puzzle here. Okay, the fact that you're tuning into your body is an awareness, right? So that's helpful. You already got one piece of it here. But what we need to do is switch how we are aware of our bodies, okay, from a negative to a neutral to positive way to make that shift. Okay, so it is a form of self-awareness that we're practicing. So I hope that was helpful, guys, that you can learn to recognize when you're in a state of hypervigilance and be able to make that shift to mindfulness and then try to stay there. Stay mindful, stay open, stay passive, stay relaxed. Get your good nervous system working, getting it into that resting state, and then it will start to digest all these symptoms in your body. Reach out with questions. If you got any comments, if you need any help, you can find me at thepainpt.com. Just fill out a little consultation request, and I'll get back to you with time to set up an appointment. All right, take care, everybody.